Hello and welcome to another episode of 3-minute videos with Nathaniel. Today we will now solve the perilous question of 5 numbers. Which number is bigger? Let's start with this here. No need to simplify. How about root 7 over 2? Let's start with square root of 7. We can realize this. You realize this? Then that means root 7 over 2 is like this. Greater than 1, but lesser than 3 halves. Now we can also realize that root 7 over 2 is greater than 5 over 4. 5 over 4 equals to 5 over 2 over 2. You understand this? Now what is 5 over 2 squared? Let's write it in decimals now. 6.25. What is 6.25? So root 7, so we can see 7 greater than 6.25. So that means 2.5 lesser than square root of 7. So that now means 5 over 4 lesser than root 7 over 2. Now we zeroed in, and this is our first inequality. Let's start with 1 plus square root 6 over 3. We can realize that square root of 6 is approximately equal to square root of 6.25, which that we saw earlier, and it's equal to 2.5. So what's 1 plus 2.5 over 3? Well, it equals 3.5 over 3, which conveniently equals to 7 over 6. Now what is this? We can realize that 1 plus root 6 over 3 is less than 7 over 6. Now we can write 1 plus root 6 over 3 lesser than 5 over 4 lesser than root 7 over 2. You done? Now for the hard part. Let's start with this. What's a factorial? It is 10 factorial in this case is 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Over 3 times, same principle on the 6 factorial. Now, what do we do now? We can factorize using primes. So the top side equals to 28, let me think, times 3, 4, times 5 squared, times 7. So we're asking this, 3 times 2, 4, times 3 squared, times 5. So that means it is equivalent to the square root of 7 times 2, 4, times 3 squared, times 5, over 3 times 2, 4 times 3 squared times 5. You can cross these out, and it equals the square root of 7 over 3. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Now we realize that this is lesser than 1, as we've seen here. Root 7 is lesser than 3, so root 7 over 3 must be lesser than 1. Now let's write it in our combined here. But we're still not done yet. We have this perilous logarithmic equation. We can simplify it as ln 30 over ln 2 all over ln 85 over ln 3 goes to ln 30 times ln 3 over ln 85 times ln 2. Now this equals to ln 30 to the power of ln 3 over ln 85 to the ln 2. You think that's perilous, is it? Well, I'll tell you, it is perilous. And with a little bit of effort, I can show you that it is bigger than all the other numbers. And you can see it looks quite big here, so we'll put it here. Log 230 over log 385. You see, it is the biggest number of the 5. Now with that in mind, this is actually option D. And to recap, this is how we did it at first. We used the nice rational number as a benchmark. Then we start with the quadratic polynomials, that's what I call it, using some clever techniques. Then we go on to the factorial, which is also in turn a quadratic polynomial, and then the logarithm one, which is utterly perilous that I cannot predict its value. But anyways, it's a really interesting value indeed. And I can show you that typing this equation in the calculator will lead us to approximately 3. Anyways, thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more number facts and MAT questions too. Bye!